Okay.
Welcome to Let's Go Feral. I'm your host, Andie Main. With me is one of the most delightful people I've ever met, Daniel Webb. Say hello, Daniel.
Hello. Hi, Andy.
Hello. Hi. So I gotta say, like, you're one of the reasons I started this podcast. Um, just because we had so much fun on my old podcast, PETA.
Mm-hmm.
And then I listened to you on one of my favorite podcasts, Love It or Leave It. And that was exciting for me to hear you. I'm like, oh, I know that guy.
Thanks. That was same. I'm a huge fan of him in all like the way to be like funny and political at the same time.
Yeah.
Like Molly Ivins is my hero. So like I love
I don't know
um
who that is, I'll be honest with
oh,
you.
Molly Ivins, Ivins. Look her up. She's dead. She's so funny. And
She's a dead historical political comedian.
columnist.
Oh, okay.
So she's syndicated nationwide, New York Times, but Texas. And I think I've said it a bunch, but one of my easy quotes, she's quaint, right? But
Hmm.
funny. So if you put Dan Quayle's brain in a bumblebee, that bee would fly backwards. Like, see, things like that. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's a little nugget, but she's so fucking good.
Oh, that's some good old Southern
So
sassiness.
yeah, so Love It or Leave It gives me shade. I wouldn't equivalently, I wouldn't put them on the same level, but the shades of that for sure.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. And so I was listening to you on it, and I recently found a mild amount of notoriety on the entire internet with some viral videos.
Mm.
And so I was like, oh, well, now I have to like talk to my audience in a more meaningful way.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I got to start a podcast again, and I got to get Daniel on this podcast. And here
Yes,
we are.
we did
So
it.
welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, this
I
podcast.
appreciate that. That was a nice compliment. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I'm full of admiration for you. Your career looks awesome from the outside. I don't know what it's like inside of you, but you're what would you're Margaret Cho's feature, so you get to
Hmm.
travel all around maybe the world doing
Uh-huh.
comedy for thousands of people who love you. That's the fucking dream.
Uh,
So,
that's exactly how I describe it. I say it's a dream. It's the luckiest thing that ever happened to me. She on lots of levels that I will not go into here, but she did save my life. Uh, it's just been, and I know how lucky I am as a comedian to be working at all,
mhm.
or to be, you know what I mean? And her audiences love her. So the work is just filling the time slot because they're happy to be there. And
Yeah.
it's like it'll never happen to me again in my life. It's like I feel like one of the dancers in the Taylor Swift Eras tour where you're like, this is never gonna happen to me again. You know what I mean? Like it's like you get the biggest stage. It's someone else's, but you get to see the show. It's like
Yeah.
it's so amazing.
It's got to be like I know when I do a really big show, which happens on occasion, the come down from it's really hard. And
Mm.
so then when you're doing something on a much bigger level, that means to me that the come down must be even more difficult for you to deal with.
I totally recognize that. That it makes me miss playing music. When I was a musician, if you had a great show, I could just go to sleep with a smile on my face because you're
Hmm.
just reliving the musical part of it, and that was way a nicer cushion. Um,
Hmm.
I will say, all roads go back to Margaret Cho. She's a walking life lesson college course in how to be a comedian, how to tour, how to do all kinds of stuff. And I met her at a point in her life where I think she's been sober now almost 10 years. She's
Oh,
not,
great.
so her process is very different than maybe what it was, or maybe what other comedians go through.
Hmm.
And so it's very chill. Everything is really just chill. And like
Yeah.
you don't after party, and there isn't like wreck the dressing room or even party at the hotel. You know what I mean? It's very simple, and it's first flight out in the morning. It's like a job, and that makes me love it even more.
Yeah.
It's easier to enjoy the job without all this other stuff. And so the come down really is the most rock star thing is like, am I in bed in PJs ordering delivery food before the audience is gone?
Because you don't have to go back on stage after
And
you
I'm
do
like,
it.
oh no, I watch every show. I'm never that. I'm there to the bitter end, but it
Good.
is like, but oh no, I never miss a beat. But that to me is the come down of like the high of being able to perform for people that are nothing but like lovely is
Hmm.
just, you just sit there and kind of like let it be like a warm bath.
Yeah, but it's pizza in a hotel bed.
You know, honestly, it's like a protein bar and whatever water I stole from the dressing room.
Okay.
it's, it's really that.
Okay. Well, that's very mature. We are so old now. We can't party
Mhm.
like we used to.
Mm-mm.
I don't really miss it, to be honest. I'm a
Mm.
4 years and some change sober now. Yeah,
Yes,
thank
that's so
you.
good.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Um, it's better than being wasted.
Yeah. I smoke weed and I quit drinking for 2 years and
Hmm.
it was a necessary thing for sure. I'm like an occasional one drinker
Hmm.
in a way I never understood before in my, and I'm 43. I was a get hammered exclusively.
Yeah, I don't
And
understand the point of moderation.
I didn't get it, and I still kind of don't, because the minute all the reasons I don't want to drink are just below the surface, and so the minute I have one sip and all that starts mixing in my system, all those reasons are just right back up on the surface, and so
Yeah,
it's really easy for me to be reminded of why I don't like drinking.
yeah, yeah. I mean, mine was like a really classic COVID artist decline. I think a lot of artists went through that. Yeah. And I don't want to go into the whole thing, but I was just like, if I'm not at work, I'm gonna be wasted because I don't want to be alive right now.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna I as a professional drinker, that was like my favorite thing to do. I loved to drink, and it was during COVID where it was one of those moments where I was like, I woke up, and the reason I preface it with I'm such a drinker is I was never one to brag about being hung over or like, oh, I was so wasted. Like I just wasn't, none of that.
You were demure about it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Finally, to remember about something. But I went on such a bender during COVID that I was like, I couldn't move. I hurt myself physically, like not
Mm.
harmed myself, but like the hangover was so rough that I couldn't move.
Hmm.
It took days to get back to normal. Like there wasn't enough water or like healthy food or anything to get me out of the physical harm, the
Hmm.
alcohol, not eating, not drinking water for days, right?
Yeah.
And that was it. I was like, I literally am probably going to kill, like, not kill myself, but I would have accidentally died via
Yeah.
alcohol poisoning or
Second
something.
degree suicide, like
That,
massive suicide.
which
Yeah.
is honestly what we're aiming for, let's be honest. But
Yeah. I was going for like a slow fade out where no one would even notice.
yeah, it'd be like a party where you left and no, and didn't say goodbye. People are like, "Where'd Andy go?"
She's
Anyway, oh
been
my
dead
gosh,
for
are those
years.
chips? Yeah, and I was just, the party kept going. But no, I think, listen, all people have different relationships with alcohol and drugs, but alcohol really, I it was eye opening to step away from it, and I'm really glad I
Hmm.
did.
Yeah, it's oh man, the thing that I hate the most in comedy and in general with my friend group is I have friends where I'm seeing them cycle through it, where it's like they're sober for a couple years and then they're off for a little while. And then it's like I'm so lucky that I haven't relapsed ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if they feel weird around me if they're actively
Mm.
drinking when they've proclaimed being sober.
Mm-hmm.
And so that just makes like it creates this barrier where I don't want to look like I'm judgmental and I don't want people to be worried about my judgment, nor do I want to be like, hey, you're doing great. It's like
Yeah.
really weird. It's a delicate dance. So I think I just try to ignore it when I'm around it.
Yeah, and that to me, that's the other thing is in my old history, I was a bartender, and that's when I realized I don't like drunk people unless I
Yeah.
am drunk people.
Yeah.
But then now I'm at the age where I don't want to be drunk people at all, any of it. So I have a hard time being around it. As a matter of fact, meeting people after, because I don't drink at shows.
Hmm.
I occasionally will have a beer after my set, but that's like very rare. But
Yeah.
even I forget when I'm engaging with drunk people, it feels aggressive when you're not sober. But then I think about how I was when I was drinking and I was in a friendly capacity, probably very aggressive.
Hmm.
And it's hard to intercept that when you're not on the same playing field, when you're in a different headspace. It's hard
I
to be
think of
around.
I think of them as toddlers, like, and
Yeah.
I just treat them as little naughty toddlers. And
Yeah.
if you mirror their facial expressions and enthusiasm, they get what they want out of the interaction, and it's
I
generally over.
and that's what I think that's because that plays to me. I also think being not hammered every day revealed that I am somewhere on the spectrum. I think it put into
Oh,
perspective what kind of ADHD I was, or whatever. I don't want to mislabel anything or anybody, but you're muting something, you're masking
yeah.
something with alcohol. If and me, it's sporadic, it's body, it's energy, it's interrupting, it's the conversation, it's the brain, it's all that. I thought it was me being buzzed and
Oh.
being happy to be there or
Hmm.
excited environmentally when all of a sudden that energy and stuff is unregulated.
Yeah.
You just realize it and you see yourself in different ways that were always there.
You're like,
But
am I the life of the party or am I mentally ill?
so, do you know how devastating it is to realize that you are not charming? You're unmedicated.
Oh my God.
That's truly like the last 5 years of my life, especially when you're a performer. You're like, oh my God, I put myself on stage when I thought I was funny. And indeed, I was raw dogging this world with IPAs.
Oh, those were the best. Oh my
I know,
God.
I know.
Yeah.
But I will say
Um,
this, that I stepped back because I was romanticizing all of it,
mm,
and which I think a lot of people in programs do. You can't help but be like, it was more fun. I was more fun. I was funnier. You think you
mhm.
romanticize the way it was. And stepping back into it, absolutely none of that's true.
Oh yeah. My rock bottom was long and slow and painful, and there's nothing I miss about that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
I was able to convince myself like that if I have one drink, I'm gonna go back to it. And I just
Yeah.
know that about me. So I'm impressed with your ability to have one drink and have all of those little chemicals pop up and be like, "Oh, remember
Stop.
this ride? Let's
Stop.
go." And then you're able
It's
to get off the roller coaster.
which was unimaginable to me before. I needed a clean break and I needed a couple years of it not even being an option. That
Hmm.
definitely had to happen. For me, the methodology that you're discussing was cigarettes.
Hmm.
Because I still have my pack. I have a full pack of Marlboro Reds,
Oh,
and mine was if I have one, I'm back
yeah.
swinging. And I pretended I was a millionaire and I was like, if I like a cigarette's $1, and
Oh.
if I spend $1, technically I'm not a millionaire anymore, right? Can I get that
Oh.
I can get that dollar back pretty easy and be right back on level. But I was like, but I don't. I want to stay right at a million.
Hmm.
And so for cigarettes specifically, that was because I know if I ever have one, I'm back a thousand
Yeah.
percent.
Yeah, cigarettes are the worst. I quit cocaine successfully. I quit alcohol
Fuck. But
successfully.
they all go together.
Yeah, yeah. The and cigarettes is like something I still battle with, to be honest
See,
with
but
you.
don't beat yourself up. Don't be. It's hard.
It is hard.
It's hard. It really is. And plus, I'm just lucky because I'm a nightmare on blow. That's my
Oh, yeah,
fucking.
I
That's
bet.
my gift. I'm a fucking disaster. So that could
You're
never
like
be my bag.
you're an Andy Dick on blow, I bet.
I mean, quite honestly, who this is the tragedy of it all is in the 90s, we saw Andy Dick live on stage and thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
Oh, and
But
then
I
you
was 14.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Um, well, gosh,
don't bark at me. Sorry, my dog's
oh,
barking at
that's okay. My dog's judging me. Um,
me.
sitting behind me like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
Mm-mm,
Um,
she's working.
I wanted to tell you a story of a terrible thing that happened to me
Mm,
because I need a gay man's perspective.
approval.
Yeah, just on the art of blowjobs.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I
You.
suffered an injury.
Oh,
Yeah, and so that was one of the things I wanted to talk about here because it's definitely a feral thing to discuss. And you talked about a really cool blowjob story, or not blowjobs. You talked about a really funny hookup on Love It or
uh,
Leave It.
okay. Of which I have many.
Yeah, it was
Let me.
something about a guy who cut his hair into bangs.
1,000% true. A
Yeah,
gazillion percent. And here's what I don't think I said it on the podcast and how I could
go ahead and
validate.
start from the beginning
Oh,
because,
sure.
yeah.
So there's a thing. Okay, my dog is. I'm gonna try to capture him, but he's gonna.
Yeah.
Yep, come here. Okay, so there is a thing that happens when you have a gay hookup, and it's that sometimes if you're a top, the bottom has to use the bathroom, or they need to like step into the restroom for a few minutes, maybe just to take care of a few things.
Hmm.
Um, and that is not unusual. I have had in LA, the game is very different. You
Is
have
it a
to.
grinder game?
Yes. So,
Okay.
and I'm not even on the apps anymore, but when I was, it was like you got to really negotiate through a lot of heavy drug usage, hard
Mm.
drug use. There's a lot of like meth, K, amphetamine usage that people are cool with because it comes with the culture of fucking, but that's just not necessarily my bag. So I
Yeah.
have had, I tell another story about a guy stepping into the bath. Hey, can I use the restroom really fast? And he's totally smoking crack in there before
Oh,
we fuck.
God.
And I had to be like, hello, like that kind of a thing. And he was hot. He was gorgeous. So things happen. So it's not unusual for this. But anyway, this guy stepped in the bathroom. He was already weird. I don't like when anyone shows up to my house with a backpack.
Mm.
Do you know what I
Is it
mean?
not really.
If you're coming over to hook up and you brought a bag, I'm questioning, where have you been? Are you staying? Are you
Yeah, like a
you
homosexual.
that part? Because
Yeah.
I want to know that you're taking care of yourself. There's,
Yeah.
anyway, but to tell the story is this guy steps in the bathroom and like I have a whole soundtrack, right? I have
You
a
got a fuck
Spotify
list.
playlist. Before Spotify sponsored fucking Ice, I had a Spotify fuck list. And there's also a time frame, right? Like, we're not going to be there for days. So the songs are just clicking by, like the good ones, you know what I mean? And that's how I'm measuring.
What artists are on your fuck list?
Oh, lots of just like I like hip hop, like Vince Staples and stuff. I had to update it because one dude left. He goes, "Your playlist is throwback." I was
Oh,
like, "Oh my God, I'm old. I'm so old."
did you
Delete
did you bang a
umbrella.
Gen Z kid?
They read me the right eye. Okay,
Did they
so
just
but
stare at you like Gen Z with an open mouth and be like,
I think at that point, sometimes when you have a playlist and then it just goes, it plays all the songs and then it just tries to predict,
yeah,
and so that's what had happened, and so then all of a sudden you're
but this guy
fucking to,
was in the bathroom for too long, right?
oh, this guy. Well, so he was not the person who commented on my music. He
Oh,
was in
okay.
the he so like 10 minutes roll by. Again, you might be trying to fucking douche. It's fine. I get it. Like shit goes wrong all the time. Uh,
Hmm.
15-ish minutes, that's when I started noticing the songs because like a fourth song had come on. I was like, that's like 20 minutes. And so I'm looking at the computer and then he comes out and he very clearly has cut bangs. And like,
What did his hair look like before?
that's what my memory is like. I'm like, were they here, pushed behind his ear? Were they here and just kind of blended? But now they were here. And I've cut my own hair. I've been high and cut my own hair. I've been drunk. And, I used to have long hair and I
Hmm.
fucked it up. I fucked it up past my shoulders. One bottle of Andre too deep and you will ruin your hair. But also, that was none of the stuff I thought was happening in the bathroom. I thought he was getting his dick ready or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what was going on? And the thing I think I left out on Love It or Leave It is that in the sink, he had not washed the hair away. And it wasn't like pubes, right? It wasn't like that, and it wasn't like it didn't seem body hairish. It seemed like that, like head hair.
Was his backpack in the bathroom?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that part. So he like went
So he
in
had his
there.
scissors with him.
Well, listen, I'll say this: I did not. He didn't use my scissors. I didn't have scissors. I keep things. That's the other thing. I'm not. I don't put like. I limit what is available in the bathroom if I'm having company.
Hmm.
So weapons.
Drugs and weapons.
That shit is eliminated fast. I know that trick. I know that trick fast. Um, but it was weird. But it was one of those times where luckily nothing had started, so I could say, "Hey, sorry, the
Yeah.
vibe isn't right. Is it cool
Oh.
if you go?"
Hmm.
So, because I wasn't gonna the whole time. If we're gonna concentrate, I'm just gonna be looking at the banks. Do you know what I mean? Because it's one of those things
Even
where
if you're facing his back, you're looking
I
at the
gotta see
thinking
those
about
things
the
hitting.
bangs
They're
in
gonna
the
be flopping
front.
up like this from the back. But okay, so do you know when you're talking to someone, right? You're having a conversation, and that person may be like does that,
Yeah.
or they do like they wipe their mouths, and all of a sudden you're like, are they signaling me? They're like, do I have something on my? Did that go through your head?
No, I'm not self-aware like that.
I feel like if someone's talking to me and they're like, messing with their nose a lot, I'm like, oh shit, I have snot in my nose. Like what? So that just I'm like signaling. So then when that guy came out with the bangs that got under my head, I was like, oh shit, maybe he's telling me I need to cut bangs. Like what? like, like what do I? But and he was handsome-ish, but I can't deal with that
Yeah.
that weird
So,
behavior.
do you think he was on meth?
I mean, I think he had to be high something because that's
Yeah, that's not
peculiar
a sober
behavior.
decision. No.
No, and yeah, I've had I've had to kick several people out of my apartment because I thought that they were like high. Or another guy busted two crack pipes. I have a history of two crack pipes
Oh
in my
my
apartment.
God.
But it's what's going around, man. And like
Yeah.
LA, it's a thing. It's like in
Yeah.
Hollywood, it's a thing.
Hollywood, baby.
Hmm.
Yeah, I used to profit from the use of cocaine and cocaine accessories.
Sure.
And when people would come to my house to hang out, um, we never, it wasn't nearly as seedy as what you're describing, and I was the place where people would go to get the product.
You would, well, I do think it changes it when you're trafficking in sex.
Yeah,
It's come and
yeah.
go. I do think a lot of people have grinder or a lot of people have a phone that don't have a job, a car, you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
you can get an internet connection and find dick faster than you can find like a social security number.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's few things you need to sign up for. My thing is, you, not to get too personal, but you got sober and went to Colorado, or you got sober in
I
Colorado?
got sober in Colorado.
That's
Um,
fascinating.
Yeah, I used Colorado to get sober. Like I talked about this on a previous episode a little bit,
Hmm.
but what happened is that like we all got vaccinated and then
Well, not all of us. I mean, I
oh
did. I did. I did.
anybody worth any energy got
But
vaccinated.
not every member of my family did. I'll say that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Ugh. And then we started doing shows outside again and like, things were trickling back to normal. And I just woke up one day and realized that I didn't have a vocabulary anymore.
Mm.
Like I just
Mm.
couldn't connect my thoughts together and I was like a ghost of myself. And a friend took me outside painting. We went to go paint some landscapes. And I thought that he had brought the beer and he thought that I had brought the beer. And then all of a sudden we were in the middle of the woods with no beer. And
Hmm.
we did have a couple shrooms. And so
That's different.
yeah,
That's different.
yeah, exactly. The shroom helped me because like I took a
Yes.
tiny amount, like a little sparkles worth of shroom,
Love it.
and we painted. And then on the drive home, I was driving through the Rocky Mountains,
Mm.
and I think like something opened up inside of me that was like, hey, you just spent 10 hours without beer inside of you. And it felt sort of divine. And
Yeah.
I listened to it. And then I didn't do AA. I don't believe in it. I think it's
Yeah.
destructive ultimately.
Mm.
I think that like it's predatory because you're taking people at their most vulnerable and you're telling them that that AA is the only path that you can take to
Mm.
achieve sobriety. And
Hmm.
of course, if you're in a system, I love your dog right now.
He's saying hi. Hmm.
um, if you're in that system and then you break, then you feel like an even bigger piece of shit, and then the relapse is even harder. So I just feel like it's not compassionate. But that's
I
me. Other people go through it and they get what they want out of it.
equally with my substance abuse, I had to temper it in the exact same way because I know like, I'm also a depressed person, and so when like the concept of relapse, I knew would just crash my system
Hmm.
mentally. It would give me permission
Hmm.
to go deeper into it,
Yeah,
and
because it's like the floodgates are open, baby,
yeah, go for it. It's like let's sink this ship. I knew that
Yeah.
if I had that kind of thing, but it really like the millionaire thing was really easy for me, but and drinking was never anything I wanted to regulate, and once you're away from it, you see it as gross. I can't really explain it in another way, but
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like people on it. I never want to be interpreted as drunk.
Hmm.
If I'm being funny, it's because I'm funny. If I'm
Yeah.
angry, it's because I'm angry. You know what I mean? I want everything to be filtered through me and not because I don't want to be having a great time and people be like, oh, he's hammered,
Yeah.
even though I'm having a great time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want any of my emotions to be mischaracterized
Yeah, you're taking
by
your own autonomy.
right. But however, with like, and weed's the final one. I live in fucking California. I need to stop smoking weed, but I'm like a housewife. I just want to smoke a cigarette while I do the dishes. Um,
Well,
but relapsing was something I was very conscious of. If I set myself up in that kind of a program, I knew that it would ultimately be destructive for me
mhm.
because if I took one little step, I would let that be a hall pass
Yeah, to
to
burn it all down.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
And I think that like in the mindset of being a comedian, we see things in an incredibly black and white way. We don't have the luxury of gray area thinking.
Mm,
Because it's like either you're funny or you're not. Either you're
mm-hmm,
crushing or you're bombing. Like
mm-hmm.
that's just inside of our mentality. It's part of our job to we can't get laughs by having um a mild take on things. It has to
My
be hot
my
take.
boyfriend came to see me. I do not like when
Your
people
dog's ass.
come
Oh my
here, get
God.
the butthole out of the. Do you
Your
like
dog
when
has
people?
a prolapsed
Oh,
asshole.
it's he has no secrets. This dog has no secrets. He's one of those dogs that has the tail up, and so his butt is like out. It's clean though.
Good.
We keep it clean. Uh, so do you like when people like a friend or family, maybe unsolicited, like we're coming to your show? Do you like that?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Mm.
It hasn't happened in years.
I just think it guarantees a bomb. I always think,
Oh.
you know what I mean? Like it's gonna not be a stellar show for some reason. Anyway, my boyfriend came to see me, and some of the improvs, the club, the franchise, right?
Mhm.
Like there's the Hollywood Improv, but then some of the ones around the country and around LA are in a mall,
Oh my God.
like like a shopping mall, not a
That's wild.
yes, and some of them, I mean, like an indoor mall. Like
Hmm.
some of them are just like they can kind of dress it up or whatever.
Right next to Spencer's.
That shit, I'm not kidding. And so we were kind of early in the relationship, so I was real self conscious of him coming to watch me. And anyway, I was driving to the show, and he's texting me, "Hey, we got tickets to the late show." He and a friend,
Hmm.
and whatever. It was an okay show. It wasn't the worst, but in my head, you're saying we think in black and white, right? So in my head,
Yeah.
I was like. I bombed. I ate shit for 30 minutes, and then fucking sweated it out, you know. And on the way home, it was like, you did good. And me, I'm stone cold silent. So, because I'm in my head, right? I'm like, I bombed. I bombed in front of my boyfriend. This was awful. Meanwhile, it was totally a fine show. Like
Hmm.
it was fine. I got laughs. Nobody was angry. It was fine. It took weeks of me thinking about it, being like, it's fine.
Yeah, I didn't know you had that little sensitive side of you. I mean, I
I
knew
mean,
that. I just didn't know you were that like feeling things that deeply about comedy.
oh, I want to
Um,
do good.
yeah, well, that's good. I had a little mania when I quit drinking.
Like
Um,
what?
I just didn't. That was the thing you were talking about your ADHD that may or may not
Mm.
be there based
Mm-hmm.
on the BuzzFeed tests that you take. Um, when I removed drinking, when I took that Band-Aid off, I found out that like I had all of these racing thoughts that were just very fast, and it was
Mm.
because I was like a truck without brakes going down a mountain road.
Mm.
And so
You did live in Colorado.
yeah, for sure. Like I used Colorado to get sober because it's like all of these manic ideas were not working out. I was just like, I'm gonna learn how to bake. And then like
Mm.
and 8 hours later, I'm like, this fucking sucks. And I kept doing stupid new things to try to like come up with something to do instead of drink. Because you end
Yep.
up with all of that spare time.
Yes.
And then I was like, I guess I'm gonna go outside. It was like the last thing that I wanted to do, but I realized that I needed to like change how I lived my life, or else I'd just go
Yeah.
back to it. And that's how I became a rugged pioneer mountain woman.
Yes. But see, okay, I'll tell you this. I am okay, so I have this dog and then he's new. He'll be 2 on Monday.
Aw.
But previous to him, I had a dog, Bear Snacks, who was not he was not a like a hiker. He was not an outdoor dog. So he was at home. He died during COVID or whatever. I put him down during COVID because he was old. And then I live right by Griffith Observatory.
Oh,
So
nice.
during COVID, I was self-medicating. I was taking like 100 milligrams of weed
Whoa.
almost every day.
Not at once, though.
Oh no, I would, yeah, all at once.
At once?
And
Oh,
then go,
wow.
and then I would go running. And
That's fun.
I was going through, but that was part of my sobriety. When I was not drinking, I was leaning heavy
Yeah.
on THC, which is, still substance abuse. But it turned me into a runner, but I'm 40, so my knees stopped that immediately because I burned through every possible amount of cartilage I had. But it's been raining here, and like we haven't been out in the woods. I'm like, oh shit, that's what keeps me quiet. Is like I'm a fucking hiker in the woods. Like
hmm
I have to be with the birds, and we see coyotes all the time.
Oh,
And
cool.
we so
Well,
because
unless you're a cat owner.
well, no, because he's little, so I'm worried about it.
Yeah.
But both times we saw last couple weeks we saw a coyote every time we went hiking. But every time I see him, I went, oh my God, and it runs away.
I saw coyotes too. I was in LA a year ago because I was living in New York and then I decided I had a breakup and I was like, I don't want to start over in New York again. This is hell. I'm going to go
Hmm.
back to Portland. And so then
Yeah.
I thought, okay, I'm going to drive to LA and then drive up to Portland and just take a week off, decompress, like just go. And I wasn't even doing comedy at that moment. I went through a trauma that we don't need to discuss right now that was so bad that I
Mm.
quit comedy for like a year.
Mm.
And so I wasn't in LA to do shows. I was there to just see some friends. And I sorry, I didn't hit you up. I wasn't seeking out comedians
No,
at that
no,
moment.
that
Like,
is totally fine.
yeah,
Listen, anytime I'm in someone else's town, I'm a ghost. I don't say
yeah,
anything. I'm very quiet. So
yeah.
no,
I was
it's
like,
okay.
I was so traumatized that I just didn't want to deal with comedy, period.
I understand.
Yeah.
You don't want to, have you spoken about it before? I'm not pressuring you to talk
Yeah,
about it, but,
I've talked about
um,
it a little bit. Basically, like I can tell the whole story because they can't hurt me anymore.
mm-hmm,
But in Fort Collins, there's a comedy club, and I invested money with them, and then they
mm,
never booked me. And
mm-hmm,
it was
mm-hmm,
deliberate, and the owner of that club lied to me all the time, and he
mm-hmm,
gaslit me constantly. And then I hung out in that space waiting for a relationship to change for
mm-hmm,
a few years.
mm-hmm,
So I owned 2% of a comedy club that
mm-hmm.
wouldn't book me.
Wouldn't have you. Yep,
Yeah, and
yep.
that it sucks,
Yeah,
especially like I'm really funny.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I was watching him book other people that don't provide the same quality that I do. And
Totally.
that's also, it's so frustrating to be like middle-aged and
Mm-hmm,
watching like young people come up and they haven't like paid their dues. They just like wear the right sneakers and listen to the right music and have the same
mm-hmm.
sports teams in common. And then
Yep,
that's how they get to move up the ranks in the comedy scene. And
yep.
it was I'm really nervous about talking about it just because I don't want to sound bitter. But
I understand.
yeah.
It's hard.
Um,
I've had management, right? I've had a couple managers, and in both cases, at the end of the story, you're like, these people lied to me. These
yeah.
people, they like almost like I don't want to say tricked me, but duped me, or they
Yeah.
swiped opportunity away, or were not on my side,
Yeah, they're just
or
looking out for themselves. And
just said, they definitely said things to my face that they did opposite things, in other rooms in private.
yeah,
And that comedy is a weird job. It is a blessing if you get to do it. It's fun when it's fun. When it's bad, it can be really
it can
bad.
be so bad because like what happened is after 4 years of dealing with this, the final straw was an open mic, which is
Hmm.
so petty.
Nope,
But
I get it.
I would have to drive like an hour and a half to get there. And
Hmm.
I had an arrangement with the regular host of that mic that I would just show up and I didn't need to worry about the list or the timing or anything. I
Mm.
would just message him that I'm on my way. I'd get in the car and I'd go. And because I have a day job, I know that that is wild for people to consider for comedians, but I have a day job. I've got a dog. I'm a busy lady and I love
Hmm.
comedy. And I was getting ready for my album. So I was like, it is worth my time right now to spend 3 hours driving to do 3 minutes on stage. It's worth
Hmm.
it to get this last joke polished. And so I drive to the open mic and it's a different host and he tells me that the list is full. And he was really rude about it. I wasn't even being like a Karen yet. I was like, "Oh, but I drove up from Colorado from Denver." And he's like, "Yeah, I had to turn away other Denver comics too." And then I had that moment where I considered, do I say out loud right now, do you know who I am?
Hmm.
I kind of own part of this club.
Hmm.
It's not entitlement. I literally own part of this club.
Right.
I didn't do that. I feel like I kept my dignity by not doing that. I just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
turned around, drove home, scream cried on the way home.
Yeah.
And then
Can I ask what the soundtrack was on the way home? Or was it
oh
silence? Real anger is silence.
no,
That's
it's
anger.
my anger is so loud. I was probably listening to Rites of Spring,
Oh, I don't
who
know.
they're really cool because when I wear their t-shirt, dudes compliment me on
Where
it.
are they from?
They're like an offshoot of Fugazi.
Oh, I love Fugazi. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you know the other guy that's not Ian MacKaye? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's his band.
They used to come, they're not from Austin, right? Where are they
No, they're from
from?
DC.
They used to come through Austin all the time.
Oh, I
Like
bet.
Fugazi was there all the time, I feel
Yeah.
like, or their t-shirts were.
So I was driving home screaming along to Rites of Spring probably.
Yeah.
And then I texted the owner of the club, "Hey, this happened. How can I avoid it in the future?" And it wasn't me being a bitch. It was me
Hmm.
trying to like avoid that while also letting him know that what I went through sucked.
Yeah.
And he left me on red. And
Mm.
then I was done. That was the final straw.
Yeah.
So I divested. We had to go through lawyers.
Oh
Uh,
shit.
yeah. And he didn't tell me that how much I would have to pay for legal fees. I had to pay $3,000 to get my money
Oh
back.
no.
And then that's not even the worst part. I mean, that was humiliating,
Sure.
especially because the lawyers made it take like 3 months and they charged me every time I'd write an email saying, "Where's my money?"
Oh my no.
That, I didn't know that I was getting charged, but it cost me $40 every time I
Fuck
sent an
that.
email to
That's
check
really
in.
funny though. That's
It
very
is
funny,
really
but
funny.
oh
But
my God. They'd
so
be like, that's
then
an hour. That's an
yeah,
hour.
they're like,
Fuck that.
they just type "fuck you," cha-ching, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
then the nastiest thing that happened was, I felt the vibes were off in Denver clearly because like
Mm,
there's a bunch of people talking shit about me that I don't
mm,
know about, but everyone is treating me different, and I
mm,
couldn't figure out why. And it was like I was so alone in the woods. I would just think about that all the time, and
mm.
it's not good. Ruminating
Yeah,
like that is not healthy. Like I was
yeah,
turning myself inside out just so I could
yeah,
like see what was going on. But since
yeah.
I was working under a delusion, none of that work meant anything because like people were lying to me.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but
yeah.
what I came to find out is I decided to move to New York just to escape.
Yes.
And I put something on Instagram about it.
Bold move.
Bold move to go to New York. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's not a good thing, but I used to have this reaction where when something terrible would happen to me, I'd overcorrect the other way.
Sure, yeah. I
Yeah.
get that.
And
Yeah.
so that's what New York was a massive manic overcorrection. And
Mm.
so they put out a meme about me on Facebook
They did not.
on Christmas Day. And it said it was a still from that show, I Think You Should Leave. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like this woman screaming, and the caption said Christmas came early. And then the caption that they wrote was when everyone's least favorite comic announces that they're leaving town. So
I'm devastated.
yeah, yeah, it fucked me up real bad. Uh
First of all, you don't deserve that. And to be it's all straight men. Let's be honest. Is that who
nope,
we're dealing with?
there was a
Queen?
there was a dyke.
Oh, okay, all right. As long as it's
Yeah.
not an FAG. That's so mean.
hmm
And first of all, in Austin, it was hard. I'm not equating any of my experience to yours, but there were a lot of guys and straight guys that, I mean, it's gatekeeping number one, but then there's blowback. There's like a trickle down of bullshit. There's this like uh, dude bravado that is
Yeah.
clubbish. It's exclusive.
And they
It,
had a certain creep element to it
sure.
of like, oh, this is a meme, so it doesn't count. you know?
It's not, it's indirect, it's passive.
Yeah.
But the one thing, there's, you know, I've been a musician. I am a painter. Painting's really soothing. But the one area, if I get in my head, it's fucking crash landing is comedy.
Yeah.
If I second guess like my existence, I'm not talking about my material. If I'm second guessing like my life or where I am, all that stuff, my comedy is like the writing of trying to find something funny is like on the floor. And it community was something I have sourced and found, and it's mostly women. I'd say 99% of my comedy community is women.
Hmm.
Because that shit just doesn't really fly. That
Yeah.
like it just doesn't. I mean, there's mean girls everywhere, but like, yeah, there've been a couple communities that I feel like I'm a joke in,
No.
and I it's hard to rise above that, and it's hard to not let that get in your head. It
Yeah.
really is hard not to get mental when that shit goes down.
Yeah. So then I got into yoga really hard.
Oh, then you went out. That's mental.
Well, I was like,
That's the mental part.
yeah, I was like, well, I don't have comedy anymore. I'm going to become obsessed with something that makes me feel good.
Sure.
And then I started doing yoga. I became a yoga teacher. And then I realized that yoga, the systems inside of yoga are exactly the same as the systems that I hate inside of comedy
Oh
because
no.
it's based on a hierarchy. And the
Sure.
moment I got my first yoga teacher job and I realized that I was in charge of bringing in the audience, I
Mm,
was like, I
you're the
can't,
booker.
I'm not, I'm not selling tickets. God damn it. I paid for training. You guys need to bring the audience,
Yes.
lead it. God.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then I read a book about the history of yoga called Surviving Modern Yoga and realized that everything about yoga is just made up by assholes. It's all made up by sexually abusive gurus. So a
Did you ever watch AbFab? Did you ever watch Absolutely
little
Fabulous?
bit, a little bit.
One of my favorite subtle jokes every time the mom, Adina, is she's like, she's want for any kind of fashion, social fashion, like, you know, mental health, especially. But anytime she seeks a guru, um, they've, because she's so stupid, right? She'll hand her money to anybody. It's just she's duped by anything. And
Hmm.
she has no idea. But every time she mentions the name of the guru, it's always an Indian dish.
Oh, like Guru
She's like,
Saffron.
sheer aloo korma, like that. She doesn't realize that aloo korma is something you order.
Yeah, that's I love that kind of subtle shit in
It's
writing.
very funny. Someone so
Yeah.
ignorant doesn't realize that they're ordering lasagna.
Yeah.
Dr. Lasagna.
So like I think the lesson that I learned both from comedy and from yoga in this sad story is that I can't trust anyone with my success.
Mm.
Like it's all
Mm-hmm.
up to me.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's
Yep.
really what the podcast came from. The term "let's go feral." I was like, it's up to me. I'm deconstructing myself. So
Yeah.
yeah, thank you for that catharsis. Thank you for letting me share that.
Thank you for
And
sharing that.
I don't really care about any blowback because it's like, what are you guys gonna do to my career in Portland? Like you guys are
No.
the dicks anyway. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know,
I don't fear I really don't fear straight guys, and I don't fear comedians. I just don't. It's such a strange, there's a strength in comedy, but there's a real wimpiness right behind it. You know what I mean?
oh
There's a real
yeah.
puniness just behind it.
Well, it's such a
And
cringe thing that we've decided to do to ourselves where we're like, we're funny.
yes,
That's so fucking lame.
it is. And it was the minute, you know, I am cringe, I think on and off stage. So it doesn't, that part, I feel like I really relate to that feeling of being like, oh, this is so uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, it's
Um,
fun to kind of sit in it sometimes just to like make
so
it.
when it's not fun to bomb, but one of my favorite things is when you know you're contractually obligated to 20 or 30 or 45 minutes, right?
Hmm.
And there's sometimes when you lose an audience, but there's sometimes when they don't like you from the beginning,
Yeah.
and they won't like you the whole time. And
Hmm.
that is when I'll swim in that. I fucking love that. Where I'm tap dancing and pulling every dumbass trick out of my
Are
ass.
you literally tap dancing?
No, I know, but I'm bouncing up and down. I'm going as fast as I can, and nothing's working. They don't like me, and that's when I think it's hilarious.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's so bad, it's good.
Do you I have a really great bombing story that I can tell you.
Sure.
And you can load yours in the back pocket while I'm
Okay.
telling you this
Yeah, I want
story.
to know.
Okay, so Katt Williams came to Portland.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, this is not so great. He
Oh
is
no.
not he's not the hero of the story.
I didn't think he would be, but yeah, I
No.
oh
This
no.
is like 2018 and
Okay.
he got arrested while he was here
Oh,
because
okay, yeah, yeah.
I think he let his dog attack a Lyft driver.
Oh no.
And so he was in Portland waiting for arraignment, and he was at the comedy club. And
Okay.
I'm booked that night at the comedy club for the
Oh
open mic.
no.
This is just the beginning. But he's in the audience and he's watching all the comics. Like he went there to go look at talent. And there's like this rumor going around to all the comics like, yo, Katt Williams is in the crowd. And I
Mm-hmm.
I barely believed it, but I was like, okay, I'll do my dirtiest fucking raunchiest shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he loved me. I passed the audition. Um, so he was looking to book comics for the upcoming show that he was going to do at a venue that holds like 600 people.
Okay.
And because he's Katt Williams, he can just announce out loud, "Hey, I'm selling tickets for this show," and it's sold out instantly.
Yes.
And so like they booked me through the managers at Helium, and they went out of their way to be like, Katt Williams thinks that you're TV ready. And
Mm.
he wants to break you. He wants to be the guy that discovered you. Like that's
Um,
literally stuff that was being fed into me when I'm like a 6-year-old comic and
yeah.
looking for my next thing. And
Oh
so that
yeah.
was like crack
And
cocaine for my ego.
very briefly, it's been my experience is that especially in early years, and that can be 6 and 10 years, any opportunity like this, you do think is going to change your life.
Yes, I
You
felt like
really do.
yeah.
I've done it. You just do. You think it's going to change everything.
Truly. And so it's the night of the show and Kat is down, we're all downstairs. He's wearing a pyramid hat and he is not doing great. He is rambling around. He's like a methed out Donald Trump, but
Oh
funnier. Yeah.
no.
And he kind of corners me, not in a way where I felt threatened, but
Yeah.
our attention was just purely on each other. And he's like in my face and he's like, yo, you've got the best jokes that I've seen. I don't even want to say what he said out loud because it sounds crazy now, but he's like,
Mm-hmm.
I want to give you, I want to be the guy to bring you on stage. This is how the show's going to go. My MC is going to introduce these other comics, but then the first time that the audience sees me is when I introduce you. And I'm going to
Mm.
give you my energy and you're going to give it to them. And I was like, that's amazing, Kat. I'm going to move to Hollywood
Yeah.
tomorrow.
I mean, yes.
Yeah. And so the show starts, and the MC is like this white rapper dude.
Okay.
And he opens the show with a rap video of his.
Okay.
And he's pacing back and forth on stage when he's like doing the hosting duties. And he's
Mm.
got like a headset on, not even a mic. And he's treating this show like it's a rap battle where it's like the first comic comes up and does 5 minutes, and then the MC's like, "What'd you think of that guy, huh?" And the audience would be like, "Meh," or "Ooh,"
Oh,
like very Apollo vibes. And
not like a showcase.
not a showcase. And then I'm realizing, okay, this is going to be wild. And
Mm-hmm.
I've got like 7 minutes, and it's my turn to go up. And the MC is on stage, and he's walking around with his little headset, and he's like, "Hey, everybody, are you guys ready for Katt Williams?" And the crowd is like, "Yeah!" Yeah. And then he's like pacing for like a whole minute, like an entire fucking minute, like checking his headset, like trying to find Kat. And he's like, "All right, well, Kat will be up here in a minute. But in the meantime, here's Andy Main."
Oh no. No. They tricked the audience into thinking the star headliner was coming out, and
But
then
it
they
was
served you.
he served a middle-aged white lady to a young black crowd.
That's so unfair to you. That is so not fair.
It was so bad. Like everybody, 600 people, maybe 200 were paying attention to me, but the other
Yes.
400 were just talking
Where's
over
Katt
me.
Williams? Where's
Yeah, they're just
Katt?
like, "What the fuck is this? This lady's hair is weird." So
That's so not fair.
yeah, and I didn't get paid.
Oh my God. Wait, talk about that. No, no, no. Talk about
Oh
that.
yeah. His production company was like they had all of these giant cameras. Like it looked like they were filming a Netflix special. And that
Okay.
was one of the rumors that was going around is that our jokes were going to be clipped and put on a Netflix special under Cat.
Did you
But
sign a contract?
no, didn't sign anything.
Oh, Andy, 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 Andy,
I
Andy,
didn't know to. I was
Andy.
just a baby. I
I
was gonna move to
know.
Hollywood the
I
next day.
know. I one I one of my managers. I am unwrapped. As much as I talk about my managers, I am unwrapped. But at one point, when I was repped, I got a contract, and I was reading it, and it was so bonkers. I read it like four times. I was like, "Am I crazy, or is this crazy?" And so I
Mhm.
took a break. I was going to take a smoke break, because weed would help me focus. And so
You
it
are
was.
ADHD.
That's see, I know.
Yeah.
So then my rep called me and he goes, "This contract's crazy." I was like, "I know. I'm about to read it for the fifth time because I can't. I got to get to the bottom of it." And he goes, "Wait, you're reading the contract?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "You're the first client I've ever had that's ever read a contract." I was like, because there's something in there. There's always you always. Oh, let me be your rep. I will read your
Please,
contract for you. I will do
please.
it.
If anyone ever wants to offer me a contract,
I
I'll
will
let
read
me
it.
read
You
it.
gotta read it. So, okay, first of all, he's offering you all of this, and there's cameras, and they never even talked about. I mean, here's the thing: you're new. You assume that someone in charge is gonna take care of that. You
Yeah,
don't have someone who's gonna be like, "Hey, I'm worth this. This is my rate." They know you don't know that
yeah. 600-person sold out show.
for Katt Williams,
Yeah.
and you know
And
that they.
and they didn't give
Wow.
me food or money
Well, the food part's illegal.
to not feed you.
Yeah, depending on the hours that you're
Oh
there.
wow. Oh, I forgot there were hookers in the green room too. Kat was
Fuck
fucking
yeah.
hookers while I
Hell
was
yeah.
needing him to give me his energy. He was giving his energy to a lady of the night.
At least she was a lady. Um, oh my God, that's wild.
Yeah. That's
But
my
who was
biggest
that?
bomb.
But at the end of the day, like, who was that show even for? Like, were the other do you know any of the other comics that were on
Yeah, they were all locals from the Portland comedy scene.
who also
Um,
all thought that they were about to get blasted into
yeah,
the
but I was the
stratosphere?
one that Kat was going to bring on stage.
So, okay, question. What happened after that? You get off stage. Do you see Cat again? Does he say, "Hey, that was great"?
Um, I was devastated
Yeah.
and I didn't really talk to any of the other comics. We all felt terrible.
Did everybody
Um,
bomb, or do you feel like yours especially?
Mine especially just because of are you ready for Katt Williams? Well, here's Andy Main.
I can't believe they did that to you.
Yeah. Well, the guy wasn't a comedian, so he doesn't know like that the cardinal rule is the last thing you say
Is
before you bring someone up is their name. Like he didn't even know that much.
yeah,
But I just went to a bar next door and texted Ben Roy and I cried. And Ben Roy
yeah.
told me about when he bombed in front of Ron White, and it was okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I would think Ron would be understanding. I wouldn't be fearful of Ron White.
Yeah.
It,
I can't remember the story. It's not my story to tell.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
just
what's your biggest bomb?
the I was just talking about this the other day because it was like no matter when you have like a spectacular
I love this camp. Let's do this again. Look at the camera.
oh, it
It's
moves. I've
just
noticed it with you. Yeah, your setting is like
it's
it
really weird.
it's cinematic. I
It
like
just
it.
zoomed into my nose while I was sipping coffee.
But
Anyway,
it felt there was an emotional connection with that movement.
yeah,
I felt
it was defiant.
as a viewer, I was drawn. I was like, what's in there?
AI's directing this.
Did you ever watch Pee Wee's Playhouse?
Oh
Where
yeah.
he goes, "Come closer,
Yeah,
closer," and then you go in his
yeah.
nose.
That's
I love
awesome.
that show. It's free on Tubi. If
Oh,
anybody
good.
watches, yeah, Pee Wee's Playhouse, all the episodes are on Tubi. Um,
Mm.
I was just discussing this with it was like how I don't know if you experienced this, but if you have like a spectacular show, right? If you have
I've
like
never experienced that.
yes, you
I'm
have
kidding. I'm
when you
kidding.
have a show where you're like, this is what I'm meant to do, or like it's easy, right? There's some
Mhm.
shows that are too easy. Hands down, the next show you have is going to be the worst, right?
Yeah.
Hands down, you're going to have your ass handed to you. And so that to me, being able to tour with someone like Margaret Cho, I'm like, I'm gonna be humbled as soon as I get back home. You know,
Mm.
like that, I will be, it's always gonna be that. but the worst ever, and you can watch it on YouTube,
Oh, good.
um, was on. So we did Clusterfest, which they don't do anymore, which was a Comedy Central festival,
Hmm.
which was a blast. They ran it and it was in San Francisco, and they mixed it with drag. There were all these RuPaul's Drag Race queens. Jinx was there. Alaska. Everybody was there. Bianca Del Rio. Salt and Peppa performed.
Oh
Like
my God.
there was a big, huge. Jon Stewart was one of the headliners. There were all these like great elements to the show, or
That's
the.
high stakes. I don't like where this is going.
It was so fun. It really was. Like even after the bomb was so fun. Okay, so we are. This is before think people were clipping and posting, right?
Hmm.
Before like social media had taken reels and that kind of thing. So like having a showcase, like a late night set or something like that, like a block, was important. I did not know that the set was being filmed in a way that it would be like this is a set for like late night, essentially. You know what I mean? Like this is a
Hmm.
Comedy Central set.
Yes.
It was not clued in. I thought I was doing like, oh, they'll post it on the website, like for the festival. I didn't
Mm.
know that it was that.
Hmm.
So, first of all, I'm with Steph Tolev. We did the whole trip together because we got chosen to whatever. We were all there. And our set, we were on the same show. So we're in San Francisco. Our set's not till like 5:45. So we're down at Pier 39 when her rep calls her and it's like, where are you? We have a photo shoot in 20 minutes.
Oh.
Not that aggressive, but like we're missing. So now Steph and I, we're sweating. We're watching the walruses on the like we're there. And now we have to go back to the hotel, shower, and get camera ready to go race to the fucking thing.
Oh my God.
It's the venue.
Are you jogging? Are you guys like that stressed for time where
Oh,
you're
we
like
ran. We had to
running?
get an Uber.
Oh my God.
We're sweating. We're sharing a hotel room. So I'm trying to shave. She has to shower. I, of course, cut myself when I'm shaving. So now I'm
Oh,
bleeding. All the bad things are happening. I'm trying to straighten my hair, but
you're trying to cut bangs.
but it's but it's wet. You can't straighten your wet hair. You damage it. So I'm trying to do all these things,
Oh,
none of which is writing my set. Right.
oh,
None of which
yeah.
is bullet pointing the 5 minutes of which I'm about to do. Because honestly, I wasn't worried about it. I'm funny. Um, so we get to the thing, the venue. It's not even it's a conference room. It's a huge conference room with the lights on.
Mm.
And there's a stage
Like a
that
hotel conference room?
precisely we
Oh
are in
my
a hotel.
God.
And there aren't seats per se. There's just festival goers standing or sitting on the floor in some cases. And so it's not, and I forget the host. The host he was trying really hard
Hmm.
but no, the first comic ate shit. The second comic they're not even laughing. Nobody's laughing.
Hmm.
And now there's six of us on the show. And as each one of us goes and walks the plank, all of us are like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Steph, I will not tell her story, but Steph goes up. I thought her set was great, but the audience is not laughing. And I'm there as her friend to cushion her as she gets off the stage. And
Yeah.
she goes right past me and walks out the door, out the venue, leaves the street, and is blocks away in tears because she thinks her career is over.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Webb. And so I go up there and like I had a recipe at that
But
time.
we gotta put a note in here. Steph Tolev is one of the strongest, ballsiest bitches out there. Like for her to be ruined by something, that thing is significant.
I'll never forget before I
Yeah.
went up, one of the other comics goes, she got off stage and she goes, you can't, I don't know what it is, but on stage, you can't hear the audience, but don't let that throw you. I was like, bitch, you can't hear the audience because they're not laughing. They were awful. And so I went up there and like I had a little recipe at the time, but whatever. In the first fucking 30 seconds, they didn't let me have it. And then I blanked and my mind scrambled and whatever jokes I thought I was going to do were not the jokes that were coming out of my mouth.
Oh wow. Oh boy.
And
You're
now
disconnected.
I'm just saying jokes and you can see me needing it. You can see me like sweating. You can see me turn red. You can see all the
The
things happen.
flop sweats.
But
Oh my
you
God.
can, and you can see
Oh,
me like needing it so bad, and
oh
they're not
honey.
giving it to me. And so in my memory, and I remember it, there was a fan on the stage. And I remember being like, oh my God, just stand by the fan. Just
Just hit
stand
his
right by the
fan.
fan. And I
Sorry.
remember getting them at the end, right? It was like
Mhm.
6 minutes. I think my last 90 seconds were okay. But of course, they only posted the first like 4 minutes of the set, which is agony. And then when you go in the comments section, it's all, what the fuck is this? Why is no one laughing? Is there an audience? What is like, and it's awful. And I remember my fucking manager at the time who did fuck all to help me for this thing.
Wait, this is such a salty episode.
I loathe this person.
Yeah.
He saw me on the way out. Like I got off stage and I was going into the room and he passed me and I go, how was it? He goes, not your best set, and just kept walking.
Oh.
That's the last time I saw him at the festival that I was on.
Mhm.
He didn't have my rep didn't have another fucking word to say to me. That's how bad the bomb was.
Wow.
And
How
now
did
it's on YouTube forever.
can I link it to you?
Absolutely. Please link it.
We're gonna link
Please
it.
link it. It is
Um,
all the worst jokes I've ever told.
so everybody on this festival had the worst set of their lives, apparently. Um,
Nobody in that group was happy.
and you guys still hung out for like the rest of the festival together, knowing that that
Steph came
happened.
back. She came
Okay.
back off the cliff, but but I will say this, the last person had a good set.
Hmm.
But and the
And
other
that
thing is,
person was Katt Williams.
there's a group photo. Oh my God. Okay. So they did a group photo. And when they're like, click, 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 click. Now everybody do something crazy. Every everybody's crazy shot is adorable. And oh, my light just went out. Everyone who is in the shot has gone on to success. And then there's me. And I have my long hair and I cut myself shaving face. And I look like I'm fucking selling dream catchers on the side of the road. I'm like, my fun face is like, it's like, does anybody want to buy crystals? Like
You're like a fish parking lot vendor.
I am selling fucking auras out of my trunk. So I bombed the group photo. I bombed every part of it. I bombed
Some days,
every
some days you just wake up and you're born to bomb, baby.
That was the day. I ate shit all over that day.
Oh my God. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we've done an hour. We've covered a lot. We covered alcoholism, we covered social ostracization, we covered bombing. Maybe we should end it on a positive note somehow.
Do you want
Uh,
me to put my dog's asshole back on
yeah,
camera?
put your dog's
No,
asshole back on.
he's sleeping.
Oh, good.
He's right here. He's sleeping.
You mentioned that your favorite animal is the red panda.
Are you wearing? I saw your shirt.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw it.
Yeah.
I love them.
I got it at the Oregon Zoo and then I made it punk rock.
It is very good cutting. What's
Yes.
your favorite animal? I didn't return the favor and ask
Oh,
you.
I love whales so
I
much.
love
I
whales.
love them so much. I've got two whale tattoos. I got one,
Which
I got
whales?
a humpback over here.
Yay.
Fuck yeah. And then I got Moby Dick over here.
Ooh.
That one I got
Ooh, I
for,
see it.
yeah. I
That's a
got
good
that
one.
on my 30-day sober day.
Yeah.
Because it was like one of those manic ideas where it's like, the whale crashed the boat and I'm the whale and the boat's alcoholism.
So sperm whales fascinate me. Do you know that they have to hypothesize so much about them that they think that they are collapsible, that they can go down
Yeah, they can
so
go to the
deep,
bottom of the ocean.
but they don't know how they physically do it. You know how
Oh,
like a rat, I think can collapse their rib cage to go under doors and things like that.
oh yeah.
So they don't know how they can survive going to the depths at their size, right? So they think that they have either collapsible lungs or something in their
I think there's something,
giantness.
yeah, there's something in their giant fucking heads that helps them
Mhm.
do it.
But
That's
also,
part of it.
did you know also with the sperm whale that if you are underwater in front of them when they sound off, that you will be incapacitated into unconsciousness?
Whoa! From the
Yes.
sonar?
Yes. If you happen to be close to them when they're vocalizing, it is powerful enough to render you unconscious.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
cool. I did this is gonna be so wild. I did shrooms on New Year's Eve, and then
Yay.
when I was coming down, I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch a documentary about the history of whales because I love whales. But they didn't cover the cute parts of the history of whales. It was
It was the natural born killers
I
version.
was watching genocide coming down on
Yeah.
shrooms. And then I was like, I owe it to the whales to be a witness and finish this documentary. And I found out that like humpback whales, when they sing, there's all of this what bioluminescent life at the bottom of the ocean
Yes, yes,
that reacts to the noise that they're making. It lights up like a beautiful galaxy.
yes,
And that killed me. Like the beauty of
yes,
that
yes,
destroyed me.
yes.
And then I found out that we have murdered 4 out of 5 whales. 4 out of 5 whales have been fucking murdered by humans. They're like they're a megafauna.
Yes,
If they collapse, everything collapses.
yes,
And
and
so
yes.
we've been living on this planet for like 150 years when like 150 years ago was the height of whaling. And
Mm,
so we've been living on this decaying planet that's dying because we killed all the whales. And
yeah.
that made me feel kind of like, okay, well, I didn't know that it was gone, so I guess I can't miss it.
Yeah.
And
We,
then I started thinking, I'll wrap this up really soon. This is the most destructive thought I've ever had, and I can't believe I had it. I was like, well, the planet would be so cool if we weren't here, right? Earth would be
yeah.
amazing without humans. So just be all of these different species assisting each other. Their poop feeds another
Hmm.
species. It'd be beautiful. And
Yeah.
then I was like, well, maybe death cults are on the right side of history. Maybe Robert F. Kennedy has a couple good points.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's like a Thanos thing is what I'm going for.
I mean,
So
essentially.
that's a poisonous thought, and
Mhm. Yeah, I understand how you get there. I saw the stones you
I
left.
just want to save the whales.
We were in, have you been to the San Juan Islands off the coast of Washington State?
Yeah, when I was a kid.
Okay, so we went to Orcas Island, or we were
Yeah.
Friday Harbor, whatever Friday Harbor's on. I forget that. I think it's actually San Juan Island. Um, and our friend took us to, it's called like Orcas Outlook. That's the name of the point on the island.
Hmm.
And we were tripping our balls off.
Oh,
And
amazing.
my friend who had been there and is from that area or lives in that area, we're literally on the rocks, we're on the cliff. And she goes, don't get your hopes up. We come here all the time. We never see whales. And we sat there tripping for like 15 seconds. And my friend goes, there they are. And
Ah,
it was 4 orca and a fucking calf.
yeah,
And so they have the boats, right? They have
yeah.
the watching boats. And so they saw them. And so the boats kind of got closer, which brought the whales closer to shore, right? Because they
Ooh.
and then they were there. They were right fucking there. Like we saw them. They were huge
Hmm.
and were high as fuck. And there was a person, like a park ranger, who had a clipboard and a walkie-talkie and was like IDing them based on their fins, right?
Hmm.
Was saying their names or something.
Yeah.
And
Shamu one,
then
Shamu two.
that's yeah. There's Can Do. And then I'm not kidding. We had previously seen him in the water. There was like a not so healthy looking seal,
Hmm.
huge, or like a walrus, something giant, slippery,
Yeah.
but kind of like floating, moving. He didn't look healthy.
Hmm.
And then the killer whales attacked it. And we are high.
Oh no.
And the walkie-talkie person goes, there's been a kill. And she runs towards the lighthouse because I don't know, that's where she lives. And she's documenting the kill and she's radioing all of this. And we're like, nature, nature, nature. Like, we supported every ounce of it. We are like, kill
Yeah,
it, because that's what whales do.
you got
Um,
to.
and then they were gone. Then they just disappeared. That was it. And
That's awesome.
I tell you, I know like we've talked a lot about sobriety and substance abuse, but I will never say that mushrooms are not good for you.
Yeah, they're not. They're great.
They're great for you.
Yeah,
And the
intelligent.
whales knew that.
The whales know that I witnessed them and they know that I'm talking about them right now.
They were
And
singing for you.
I think so. That's a beautiful note to end this on.
Mhm. Oh, look who just woke up.
Look who
Look
woke
who
up.
just woke up.
Daniel, thank you so much. Next time we do this, because I'm gonna have you back, we're gonna get a little bit wilder. This one was it was fun and it was mature. We were deeply mature and regulated. Next time, let's get a little weirder, but it's fine.
Okay, have me
Yeah.
back because I'll have better lighting and a better mic. And I think you owe me a blowjob story.
Oh yeah, I never got to tell the blowjob story. I'm gonna tell it right now really fast.
Okay,
On
yeah,
Thanksgiving, I decided to have a hookup, and
sounds great.
it was like gonna be this guy from out of town, and he had cool taste in music. And sometimes when a guy likes a band that I like, I'm like, oh my God, we're soulmates because
That's all you need.
I like obscure punk rock, you know. And so we had a specific thing that we were going to do, and that involved blowjobs. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to work,
Yeah.
and nothing's happening. Okay, like
Oh
nothing at
no.
all. And I'm like,
I've been there.
I'm working harder than Nancy Reagan over here.
Hmm.
Um,
Who, by the
but
way, there's a Lucille Ball memoir where she talks about how Ron and Nancy Reagan were late to a Hollywood party at her and Desi's house in Beverly Hills because they stopped on Mulholland to watch UFOs. Go ahead.
oh,
I'm
oh
sorry.
my
Go ahead.
God, I
So
love that.
when you're saying nothing's happening, he's not. He's flaccid.
He's flaccid.
Okay. Yes.
And I'm deep throating. It's hitting the back of whatever my gag reflex is
I've
called.
I've been there when the guy asked me to suck his dick and still wasn't hard. I was like, who asked for this? Go ahead.
Yeah.
But I've
Yeah.
been through this. Go ahead. I want to know.
And I'm such a people pleaser that I was like, if I just try a little harder, it'll work, you know?
Fucking Annie tomorrow.
I know, dude. I was full of wide-eyed optimism. But like nothing works. And so we go and lay down, and he tells me that the reason he was in Portland is because he needed to get out of town because his wife died by suicide, and he was trying to fuck his way out of mourning.
You were his like ghost job. You were there to
I was
resurrect his dick.
I was one of a few women he was going to see, which I did not realize.
Oh, the whole reason he was there was to
Was
try to
just to fuck
experiment
some
with
Portland
women.
strange. Yeah.
You were holding a séance with his dick for his dead. You were like the thing you move around on the Ouija board. You fucking was his dick. You're all like,
Planchette.
get
Yeah.
hard.
She is disappointed. Oh boy.
First of all, that is a sex therapist is what he needs, and
Yeah.
he should have told you that because then you could have maybe known what was going
I
on.
could have said no thanks. Yeah.
Well, okay, look at you turning the job down. Me, I'm still trying to accept the challenge. Like I can
I
make this
don't
guy
want to
come.
fuck a guy who's mourning his wife.
Like, is he literally like?
Like it
Were
had
you?
happened 2 months before.
Wow, you are the Whoopi Goldberg.
But someone needed to tell me that I was in danger.
you are Whoopi Blowberg.
Whoopi Blowberg. Yeah. And so he tells me what happened, and
Oh my
I'm
God.
very empathetic. And I realized that, we're in this hotel room and it's depressing. Let's go get a walk and go outside. And
Wow.
wanted to go get a beer. So I knew that there was a bar that was open because there was a viral post about it being open on Thanksgiving. So we go to this bar, and a fucking news crew shows up because it went viral on Reddit. And I was like, what is this story? What is this news story? Hey, here's a bunch of lonely assholes with no families. Like, what
So,
is the news
oh,
story
so
there?
your biggest bomb is also on YouTube?
Yeah. Nice. Um, and
Wait,
then
you went on television with this person?
no, no, there was just a news crew there.
Oh,
And
okay, okay,
I
okay.
was in the corner with him. I realized he was drunk. So I was kind of doing
Wow.
crowd control with him, where I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't want him to
You
make this
know,
terrible thing any worse. And we're all trying to pretend that we're adults on a normal date when I'm basically making my life harder. And
did you
then
not ever you never watch Oprah?
no. Would
Never.
Oprah have been able to help me on
Lots
this
of,
one?
yes. One of the cardinal, never go to a second location. That's from an Oprah episode.
Yeah, but the first
Never.
location was so bad.
Was haunted.
It was
His
haunted.
dead wife's ghost was there
Oh my
being like, suck harder, bitch, suck harder. You know what?
God.
I bet his wife didn't even suck his dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I bet he was probably like, finally, now I'll get a blowjob, you dead bitch.
Finally.
Watch this, you dead bitch.
Oh my God.
That's probably what was going on. He's like,
That's, yeah. There's stories that you know that you're participating in and others that you don't know you're participating in.
for this guy I knew, I worked with him. He was a nice person. He told me he had no yellow lighters, no yellow lighters. They're
Mhm.
bad luck. And in fact, he gave several like references of evidence of events where people he knew whatever yellow lighters were bad. And I hooked up with this dude. I had first moved to LA, so I didn't know anybody. So I was like, let's fuck everybody. So
Yeah.
I hooked up with this dude. He had a beautiful apartment, but the minute he was just straight, he was high as fuck, but I didn't know what he was tweaking. He was tweaking hardcore, and it was
Mhm.
strange. Everything was strange. He kept making me shower. I showered like 3 times,
Oh.
and that's when I was like, "This is weird." And so then he just wanted to lay in bed, and so he's laying there. He's going, and that's when I was like, "Okay, this is no. I have to leave. I have to leave. I have to leave."
Mm.
And when I looked at the side of his bed, I saw a yellow lighter. I was like, "I'm getting the fuck out of here." But when I got up, he goes, no, 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 someone's outside the door. And I go, no, no one's there. He goes, no, no, someone's outside the door. And then he goes, I'm going to go check. And then he looked at the peephole for like 7 minutes. I don't know.
Oh.
Just going like this. And I was like, I'm going to die. I'm literally going to, this guy's going to fucking murder me.
Funny.
And I was looking at him and that yellow lighter and him and that yellow lighter. And I go, why don't you let me talk to him? And he goes, okay. And he went and stood over there. And I went and looked at the peephole. And I went, and then I just opened the door and left.
Oh God, you're a genius.
That's crowd control.
Yeah. Wow. See, I need you to help me out on these random hookups I do.
You call me. I'm fucking nanny 911. I'm baggy 911.
Yeah, I don't. That was the last hookup I'm ever gonna do. That experience was so terrible.
I
The
tell you
worst.
this, alcohol really that was the elixir. I can't hook up
Yeah.
the way I did without being 3 sheets. I can't, I need like fucking 3 fingers in me to get 3 fingers in me.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm rebranding as a sapiosexual now.
Wait, I don't know that. What is that?
That's where you're attracted to someone's intelligence.
Oh,
Yeah.
good luck finding a sapio.
I know, no kidding.
Wait, is that the smart part?
Yeah.
Sapio? Okay,
Sapio
okay.
means intelligent. I'm probably not even saying it right. I bet that there's going to be some sapiosexual in the comments. It's like, actually, it means that you need to form an intellectual bond before you have
Actually,
romantic chemistry.
the P's are silent. It's sapio.
Isatio.
Sapio. Shows how smart you are.
I think we really both got a lot of therapy out of this.
I
And
feel lighter. I
I
really
do.
do.
I
Mhm.
really do. You are literally a light in my life. And
No, Andie,
yeah.
man, that means
Yeah.
a lot to me. It truly does. It really,
Yeah.
really does.
I hope you come to Portland soon.
We are. I'll hit you up later, but we definitely are. I would love to see you.
Amazing. I can't
I'd love to
wait.
see you.
Oh
Yeah,
boy. Okay,
yeah. I
cool.
would love to.
Well, I'll see
Um,
you soon on my podcast because I'm going to book you over and over
call
again.
me anytime. I mean it. Call
All
me
right.
anytime. This was great.
I love you so much.
I love you
We'll
too,
see you soon.
buddy. Great
Oh
to
my
see
God,
you.
we got to do the tagline at the end.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Daniel, we went feral. Wasn't that?
Oh, do I say it too or no?
No.
Okay.
No. I
Okay.
I'm trying it out.
Yeah, work
Was
it
that
out.
natural? I'm trying it out.
I still feel light. I still feel
Okay,
light.
good. I love you so much.
I love
I'll
you
see
too,
you in
bud.
real life soon.
I hope
Goodbye,
so.
friend.